welcome to my lovely city garden. Thanks for watching my pea experiment. So it's March, I'm in zone 6, and it's time to get out there and get your peas in the ground. Peas are really great because they are a cold-loving crop. You can get out there and start sowing those seeds directly outside as soon as the ground is able to be worked. And what that means is you can use a trowel, go out there and start digging. You can move the soil around easily with your hands. You can get those seeds into the ground, then you can grow your peas. Peas are an early germinator and also a very quick crop, some within 30 days. So we can start sowing seeds and have a crop at the beginning of May. So that would be great. Right now my garden is a mess. It's not ready to start putting stuff in it. So what I want to do is get an early crop going of peas indoors in containers. We're going to build these little trestles for them, which I've already built a few. I'll show you how I did that. And it's an experiment, so we'll see what happens. Like with anything that I do, I've never done peas in a container before, but we're going to try it and see how it goes. The first thing I'm going to do is build all these trestles, get everything ready to go. Once I sow the seeds, I'm going to keep them inside until they start germinating, so I know all those peas are nice and safe and they'll germinate, and then I'm going to get these guys outside. Again, they love the cold, they don't mind it at all. These trellises will get them going, but I have some ideas, because they're going to grow much taller than this. I have some ideas outside for where I'm going to put these so they can continue growing up. So, first thing you're going to do is fill up your pots with some soil. So when you stick your stick in, it's going to get nice and sturdy, and then we can put some soil around. Now whenever I'm starting my seedlings, I always sift out my soil. It gives the seedlings much better chance to germinate because it's not full of all of the big pieces in your soil. You can use anything you have around. I'm using these sticks because I had them from something else. Just going to stick it right inside, and I'm going to kind of firm the soil right around it. Now I might have already said this, but I've already pre-moistened my soil as well, so it'll keep everything nice and sturdy. What I did is I used some string that I have around. You can use any kind of string that you have, nothing fancy. And I'm just going to measure from the top of this to the bottom of the top of your bucket. You don't have to be exact at this point because we're going to be making some ties. So I'll make it a little bit longer. Always be better to go a little bit longer than on the short side. Now, another great thing I love about sowing peas, you can sow them early and often. So I'm going to start these. I'm also going to, once my garden is ready to be worked, which I just got to get out there and clean it, should be soon. I'm going to start my peas outside, and then every week or so I'll sow some more seeds, so as they start growing, I won't get my entire harvest all at the same time. It's what they call succession growing, so that way you always have a new harvest. Now peas are cold-loving crops, so they're going to, I'm just tying this, right, one little tie. So once it starts getting really warm, they're going to stop producing for you. So another reason why you want to start them early. But in most areas, you can also have a second crop of them in the fall. So midsummer, you can stop a little late summer, maybe like August, late July, August. You can start sowing seeds for a fall crop. Okay. So what I did is I made a little knot at the top. At the top of my stick here, it's kind of taped a little bit. So I'm going to stick that knot, which I did not make too tight, right on top of there. Nothing fancy. Now, if this doesn't work out for you, another option I was going to do is just use a piece of tape, put it up here. Or if you're using a stick from outside or some kind of stick where you can make a little indent in it, you can tie it to the top that way. Really, just use your imagination. See what you have around and make it work. Okay, From there, I'm just going to kind of line them up, not perfect, 4 sides, and I'm going to use an elastic to go from the top all the way down and put it on the top rim. And I'm going to put all of the strings through. We want this to be, the elastic to be as close to the top as possible, and you'll see in a second that the strings are actually going to help the pole stay nice and sturdy. By pulling on this side, I don't know if you can see it, it was a little off and now it's better. That one there, and one more here. And then the last thing I'm going to do is make a little tie at the bottom of all of them. So make it easy, using what I got. A lot of what I want to show in this channel is how you can reuse what you have. Gardening doesn't have to be an expensive hobby, especially when you're trying to grow food. With the grocery store prices these days, if we can grow food ourselves, it just completely makes sense without breaking the budget, in my opinion. Okay? It's another reason why I like to start a lot of things from seed rather than getting starters from the big box stores, because number one, you get a better variety with your own seeds, and number two, you can get way more out of a seed packet for less money than buying them already pre-made. Okay, so the next thing that I've done ahead of time is I've gone ahead and made labels for all 4 of the peas we're going to sow. I always label my seedlings with the date that I sowed them. That way I can keep track of their germination. I've actually had these seeds for a couple of years, so this year I am going to make sure that they all get planted out. They only last about 3 years, so we want to make sure that they don't go to waste. Alright, so let's start with whatever one is right here. This is our Sugar Daddy pea. Okay? They like to be sown an inch deep. And you'll see with peas, they're actually very big seeds. If you've ever seen a pea before, they look just like that. I just poke little holes between the pole and the string, 4 holes in each pot. That's it. Our Sugar Daddies are done. Oops, one got loose. Okay, and then I'm just going to cover it with soil. And when they're all done, all 4 of them, then I'll water them all in. Next we have the Dwarf Gray Sugar Pea Pod. That's these. As you can see, I get seed from all different places. Sometimes even the dollar store, wherever I can get a deal on them. Okay. Again, poking 4 holes closest to the string. So when they start growing, they know where to start twirling up, and they can decide if they want to go up the middle or up their own little string. And those are done. Cover them up. And that one's done. 2 more to go. And we're doing the melting sugar snow pea. I love peas. So any of these peas, You can cook them, or you can just pluck them right off of the vine as they're growing, and they're delicious. And if you've never had fresh peas from a garden, you really need to try them. It's a completely different experience than just get it in a can or even frozen. Or cover those up. One more to go. Last but not least, our Alaska pea. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Push it down. And if you were sowing seeds outside, you would do the same thing. You want to keep a little distance between them, about 1 inch apart. And let them grow. Okay, I gotta grab my water bottle, my water can. Okay, here I go. I got my watering can. Last thing to do is just water them all in. Even though the soil is nice and moist, actually this pot could use a little bit more. Even though the soil is nice and moist, we want to make sure that those seeds get nice and soaked. If I were to sow these outside, I would probably cover them a little bit with something so the squirrels and the birds don't grab them before they have a chance to grow. But inside, I will cover them with a little piece of plastic just to kind of act as a little dome. I'll do it after. And that'll help for them to germinate as well. Let's get this all watered in. They like the cold, so I'm going to make sure that I keep them away from a warm area. That way they germinate. Oops, get out of my way. That way they germinate. Thank you so much for joining me in my lovely city garden, in my lovely city kitchen, so we can grow some peas. Stay tuned for updates on our peas as they grow. Okay, so here's the dwarf gray. As you can see, they are doing very well. I don't want to touch them. I don't want to mess with them. But they are just about at the point where they're going to be grabbing onto, oh, this one already has, grabbed onto the ropes. And I will help it a little bit along the way, just so it goes in the right direction. Looks like this one didn't grow, but everyone else in the pot did, because I did 4 or 5, I forget, for a pot. So they're working out great. I have them inside with some grow lights on them. But I'm going to put them into my entry, which is a little cooler now that they're safe. So they'll have more of a natural weather out there than my warm. Well, my house isn't that warm, but these are also doing great. This is the pea melting sugar snow pea. This is the Alaska pea. Looks like we only have 2 in this pot that germinated. There might be one down at the bottom there coming up. And only 1 of the sugar pea, maybe 2, have come up. So it just goes to show you, I got these all in the same year. Some are germinating excellently, some are not. And this is actually the year that these peas supposedly are out of date. And all that means is the germination rate is going to start lowering. So I have a note on all my peas to grow them all out this year. However, if I don't get to them and I still have them next year, I would still try to germinate them because they don't go bad. It's just the germination rate goes down. So if you have 50 seeds, when you first get them, they should all, pretty much all, 90% of them germinate. As years go by, the germination rate drops. So then maybe that 90% will go to 70, 50, 30% over the years. Some seeds last many, many years, but peas are one of the shorter lived ones. So there we go. They look great. Thanks for watching.